Hey guys, I'm going to do a quick video on how to get the graphs made for that eutrophication lab. I've also extended the deadline because I totally spaced on making this video. So I went ahead and just pasted the data over into a Google Sheets. You can do the same thing by just selecting the data here, and I'm pressing and holding Shift and then using the arrow keys to select all that data. Just press Control C and you can just paste it right in. The next thing I think I said, let's see, let me find out exactly what I said. Create the appropriate line chart using the data below and paste it into this document. So the appropriate line chart, I'm just going to click and drag, or actually I'll press and hold Shift and use the arrow keys to select all these data here. And we're going to go Insert, Chart. Okay, cool. It gave us the right kind of chart. It might initially pop up with a column chart, something like that, but that's pretty easy. To fix that, you can just double click on the graph, go to Setup, and then go to Line Chart. There's a few other things that we should probably take care of. So I'm going to go over to Customize within my chart editor, and then I'm going to get rid of the title text. Next thing we need to do is change the title on the y-axis. So we're going to go over here to Customize, go back through it again. You go to Customize, and you go to Chart and Axis Titles, and we're going to go to Vertical Axis Title, and this is going to be, I think, Plant Height, and that's in centimeters. Cool, that's how we want it. You can change the size if you feel like it, but default things are, the default whatever is set up is fine by me. And there we go, there we have our chart. So I'm just going to go Edit, Copy, go over to our lab, and I'll just paste it right here. Unlinked. Looks good. All right, cool. So the next is our dissolved oxygen in our 3 tanks. So we don't need this anymore. Got our dissolved oxygen here. I'm just going to select these data, and I'm going to go up to Insert, Chart. It's defaulting me to column. We don't want a column chart. In this case, we want a line chart. Looks good. Now we have to fix our titles. So again, we go to Customize, Chart Axis, and Titles. We're going to go to Chart Title. Whoa, I don't know what I did just now. That's all right. Chart Axis and Titles. We go to Chart Title, and we're just going to get rid of this text because that's not what we want. Our X-axis is already appropriately labeled, so let's label our vertical axis. This was, let me make sure I have the language correct, dissolved oxygen in milligrams per liter. I messed it up again, that's okay. Vertical axis, so this is dissolved oxygen in milligrams per liter. Here we go. And our, it's messed up because we want control, medium, and high to be the things that we are graphing rather than the days. So let's double click this. Let's see, switch rows and columns. There we go. So now we have our dissolved oxygen, milligrams per liter, and we have our 3 conditions being graphed over the course of days rather than the days being graphed over the course of the 3 conditions. So if this, something weird like that happens to you, again, you just go to Setup, scroll down, and you can make things better. Switch rows and columns. Cool, we've got this graph now. I'm going to go up to Edit, Copy. Go ahead, paste this thing in. We always paste unlinked. And this is still actually messed up because it says tank condition as our x-axis label, so let's go ahead and fix that while we're at it. Again, to get this menu back, you just double click it. We're going to go to Chart Axis and Titles. We're going to go to Horizontal, and this is going to be days You could say, time, I don't know. I would probably just say days after treatment or something like that. Cool, that's fine. Paste this in one more time. This is the one we pasted in before. We can go ahead and delete that. Pasting it on linked. And the last one here is we have our Elodia weight, which is down here. Go ahead and grab these data. Insert chart. And again, I'm looking for a line chart. That makes the most sense to me. This one for me is already pretty well set up, except for just a couple things we need to edit. So we want our vertical axis title to say Elodia weight in grams. I think it was in grams. That's what we measured it in. Yep, it's in grams. And then we could also get rid of this chart title because it doesn't make very much sense. Erase that. And once more, we have to flip our rows and columns. Okay, so you see the medium trending up, the control also trending up in a more linear fashion, and then the high actually trending down over the course of 30 days. So let's go ahead, grab our chart. We're going to go edit, copy. We're going to go edit, paste this in, paste it on linked. And by the way, I should have put this at the beginning, but if you aren't seeing these menus, there's a little button over here to bring them back, because you really need to go insert chart. Is going to be really helpful. You can do it without, but it's just more of finding stuff and figuring out what these little symbols mean.